Welcome to Adult Education and Family Literacy Week and the Command Center, hosted by the Coalition on Adult Basic Education. We have liftoff. We have liftoff here at Adult Education and Family Literacy Week. How are you, Sarah?
I'm very wonderful. How are you?
So, Sarah, it's Sarah Cacicio, and she's here from Digital Promise. And so there are two words that when you put together, when you separate them, are amazing words, right? Because we're talking about digital literacy and, gosh, so many promises that, we have for ourselves and for other people. But thank you so much for being here. How are you?
I'm great, and thank you so much for having us. We're really excited to be part of this week, part of this conversation, and just raise awareness about adult education.
Well, we love it. We love it. Thanks for coming down. This is it's an important week for our country, the way I see it, because adult education is something that, it's getting its own week of attention, right? And part of it is all the people doing some amazing work. And I'm not just talking about, the Penn Group guys are good because they're helping us guide us through the legislative end, but it's really the ground workers and people that are doing programming, with the adult learners. That's really important, and that bringing that voice in is tremendously important. I was wondering if you could just tell us and kick us off by telling us a little bit about your current role in adult education and a little bit about Digital Promise.
Sure, happy to. So my name is Sarah Cacicio, and I'm the Director of Adult Learning at Digital Promise. We are a global nonprofit working to expand opportunity really for every learner, K through 12 into adulthood. And we work with educators, researchers, technology leaders, and communities really to design, investigate, and scale innovations that support learners through their life. And we focus especially on learners who have been historically and systematically excluded in a lot of these conversations and decisions.
Wow, that's a mouthful. That's a lot. So digital literacy, I just think it's for the longest time has gotten a kind of bun rap. It just hasn't gotten the attention that we needed until last November when it was included in the Digital Equity Act, included in the infrastructure bill. So I'm curious, how long have you guys been doing this work?
So Digital Promise started around 2008 during the Obama administration. It was an initiative as part of the Office of Education Technology, really to explore ways to leverage technology to advance learning. And digital literacy, digital skills has been part of that since the beginning, kind of thinking about the curation and research of education technology, tools to support learners and educators, making sure things are research-based, that we're, addressing social-emotional learning as well to support learners. So I think digital literacy as part of supporting the whole learner has been part of Digital Promise since the beginning.
So that's crazy, but it's crazy good. But what's interesting too is that during COVID, your agency must have been tossed on its head.
Yes.
Gosh, crazy.
Yes.
Are you like a lower level now, or you're still up there?
I would say we were prepared and ready to support learning in virtual hybrid environments, but of course so many people were looking for resources and ways to support learners across learning contexts. And how can you do this in a research-based and supportive way? How can we connect to learners, support social emotional development? And my work really focuses on adult learning, so kind of understanding the impact of digital tools and technologies on adult learners. I think, to your point, people on the ground that are educators supporting learners directly, those who had already started integrating, digital tools to connect with learners and support learning, were able to adapt, more quickly, whereas those who are still relying on pencil and paper, they need a little bit more support.
Yeah, for sure they do. And it's interesting because, we talk about digital literacy, and for the longest time, I really thought that it was all about getting people really the resources, getting them the computers and, getting them the platforms that are, some great educational tools that are out there right now. And then I realized after we gave out a few hundred computers during COVID that was only half the battle, that the access part is probably equally as important. It's kind of crazy how many different nuances you find when you do something good, and then you realize when you don't ask those hard questions, like what do you need and what does it really mean to supply it? What are you excited about in the work in your field right now? There's so much going on.
So much going on. Digital Promise is really focused on, digital equity, digital inclusion, and finding ways to support, students and families as well as educators. In particular, when it comes to adult education, I'm most excited because I see an increase on a focus on what adult learners can do. Initiatives that are really designed to value their work, value their life experiences, identify and verify skills they already have, and then opportunities to develop new skills. I think historically, adult learning has often been focused on what people lack, whether it's a high school equivalency diploma or job training or skills. But now, and we at Digital Promise and so many partners in our field, I think there's sort of a movement to focus on people as contributors, as active agents in their life and the economy, in the changing economy, and in, decision making when it comes to education and workforce systems and how technology is advancing that. So that's what's exciting to me.
It's really exciting. And the honest truth is that we, employers are now starting to jump in the pool, right? They're starting to recognize, wow, if we just taught them a little bit more about how to use a computer, how to get around a computer, how to download and cut and paste and do all those fun things you need to do in a computer, that there's tremendous value out there in the labor market.
Yep.
It just takes us to step forward. And there's some great employers around the country that are starting to do it. I know we do some work with Anson Green at Tyson Foods. Got some great programs out there that are doing that kind of stuff. We need to do more and more of that in order to really make a dent in educating a lot of our populations that just may not even have touched a computer in their lifetime. What message would you guys like to share with adult learners this week? And also, what message would you like to share with educators across the country this Adult Education and Family Literacy Week?
I would say keep it up, don't relent. So there are so many, individuals, organizations, and to your point, employers who are really focused on increasing access and high quality, education, learning, job training opportunities. I think there are so many opportunities to promote learning and literacy, including digital literacy. And there are a lot of people out here trying to connect people to these opportunities. I think identifying the skills you already have is just so critical for adult learners, and to think about ways that they can communicate what they know and can do to potential employers is really important.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So I want to end with one last question, and there are a lot of accomplishments I know that you guys have in your portfolio, which are awesome. But can you share with us a little bit about like the proudest moments that you've had working for Digital Promise?
Oh, so many. I work with, such amazing people and teams at Digital Promise. So I want to shout out the adult learning team as well as everyone across the Pathways and Credentials team and beyond. But we are really focused on, leading equity-centered research. And what that means is we want to include adult learners in every stage, of the research and development projects to the extent possible, including adult learners as consultants in a lot of our work to develop, whether it is, new approaches to teaching digital literacy or understanding the use and impact of technology like micro-credentials and learning and employment records. So we are really focused on engaging adult learners in all of our work. That's what I'm most proud of. And another example of something, that has been really great in this collective impact approach is working with the Barbara Bush Foundation for Family Literacy. We were able to co-design a new digital literacy resource guide for educators using that whole language approach. So to that first question, how can we support the whole person and, including understanding social emotional, issues related to digital learning. For example, a lot of people have anxiety, using
Oh,
computers. So when they see a website or a web page, just looking at it can produce anxiety. So how can teachers really understand all the different factors that impact a learner when teaching digital literacy? And so we're really excited about, co-developing that guide that offers strategies to build digital literacy skills with that whole person framework, and recognize, all that every learner really has a unique set of strengths, challenges, needs, and aspirations, for what they're going to do next.
Awesome. Great stuff. Great stuff. So how can we get some more information? Like if I really wanted to learn more about Digital Promise, where would I go to?
Great question. Digital Promise is out there. We're working on so many initiatives with K through 12, with adult learning, higher education. You can visit digitalpromise.org. You can also email, me directly, or email us at adulted@digitalpromise.org, and we can answer any questions that you may have.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming in. And this is Adult Education and Family Literacy Week is about so much. And part of it is sharing those great resources and tools out there, but the amazing work that's being done by great organizations. So we appreciate you. And thanks again for being here. I hope that you enjoy the rest of the week, and you're welcome to come back to the Command Center. And if you have if anyone out there has been touched by the Digital Promise, we'd love to hear you. So please log into one of our sessions. Come on, we'll be here all week, and we'd love to share a little bit about your experiences and things that you've seen from the great work that they're doing.
Thank you so much. We are, again, just so happy to be part of the movement. We really believe in the collective impact approach. We're just one organization, but together with all of the organizations out there and COABE, bringing us all together, I really think we can make something happen. So thank you.
We definitely can. Well, thank you again, Sarah Cacicio.
That's right.
There you go. Digital Promise.